Hi students, today we're talking about our upcoming persuasive policy speech. This is the biggest assignment of the semester, so really prepare and practice on this one. I think y'all are going to do great. Like I said, this is a major assignment of the semester. It's 200 points total and it lasts 4 to 6 minutes. So make sure that you're within that time period when you're practicing your speech. Within this one, there is an emphasis on your argumentation and your artistry in your language and your delivery. Since we're a little bit more experienced at this point in the semester, we want to be sure that you're showing off those skills and making sure that you can juggle multiple skills during a speech delivery. You will also get the chance to create and deliver using a visual aid in the form of a PowerPoint that you will screen share during the Zoom. So make sure you're paying attention to tips and tricks on how to develop professional and effective PowerPoint materials. Just like the other speeches, as well as our debates, this persuasive policy speech will be delivered synchronously during our Zoom discussion periods. Let's talk about selecting a topic for this persuasive policy speech. The big thing about this speech is that we're calling for local change. We want to instill passion, and we want to call our audience to action to make change in their community, specifically the Texas Tech or Lubbock, Texas community. So you will select an issue or a problem that directly affects either the Lubbock community at large or the Texas Tech University community. If you're having trouble thinking of a good topic for this one, I like to tell my students to think globally and act locally. We all know that old saying. So if you are, for instance, really into environmentalism and you want to see changes made in terms of climate change and carbon footprints, then perhaps you could advocate for a recycling program in your neighborhood in Lubbock or throughout Texas Tech University, maybe a more bolstered recycling program that the university upholds, right? So even though environmentalism and climate change is an issue that affects the entire globe, we could bring it to a more local level by trying to instill a policy that is specific to Texas Tech or Lubbock. This means that we don't want to advocate for any federal actions or, nationwide laws to be put in place. Rather, think about proposing this policy to city government officials or even TTU administrators to see if those local change enactors can put your policy into place. Since this speech requires such a specific kind of topic, we get a lot of overused topics every semester. So ask your TA if they have any off-limit topics that they don't want to hear about that are too overused. Try to think of the most unique issue or problem that's affecting the TTU or Lubbock community and go with that one and try to find a policy that is both feasible and effective and will make our lives better here in West Texas. Lastly, you may have gathered that your thesis, your main proposition of this speech, should be a should statement. So Texas Tech should, Lubbock should enact this law or make this a city ordinance, something like that. It should be a claim of policy that proposes a new policy that will be enacted within our community. In this speech, you're required to cite at least 4 credible outside sources in the speech, both orally and within the APA formatted work cited at the end of your outline. It is a 4 to 6 minute speech, so you have plenty of time to pack in a lot more than 4 credible sources, so the more the merrier on that one. You really want to back up your arguments with lots and lots of evidence. Again, you will be delivering this speech alongside a visual aid in the form of a PowerPoint while you're screen sharing on Zoom. So make sure that you're developing that PowerPoint with at least 3 slides of content and that you're following all the guidelines that we give you in the Creating a Visual Aid lecture. Per usual, this speech requires a typed full sentence outline. Make sure you're developing that. And as always, again, you can check Top Hat, the Persuasive Policy Speech folder will have a rubric. You can look over that and see exactly what your TA will be looking for as you deliver this speech. Okay, that's it. Again, make sure that you bring it on this speech. It's a big assignment and we're all really rooting for you. Good luck.